Welcome to TMZ Live. What we're about to talk about is so upsetting. Perez Hilton, who really started around the time TMZ did with a very successful platform, had an incident last night that is just horrific. When authorities came to his place in Miami, he was bloodied. He had cut himself repeatedly with a knife. He was having some sort of breakdown. And this all happened live on a TikTok live stream. And people were horrified. It is so graphic that it is really impossible to describe this. But the horror of watching him mutilate himself and just go through what, I'm not a doctor, but what certainly seems like some kind of a breakdown, a psychotic breakdown, is really heartbreaking.
For sure.
There are things behind this. People here at TMZ, the producers, have been working on this story since it happened last night. But there is controversy over whether TikTok took down this live stream quickly enough, what caused Perez Hilton to end up this way, but he was taken to the hospital. He has 3 young kids. Mm-hmm. And now the question, what's going on there? Because he is a single parent, and we're not exactly sure what the status is, but this is a desperate situation.
I mean, it was terrifying. There were thousands of people on that TikTok live stream. It came up on a bunch of our feeds as well. And so we were told by officers in Miami that their tip line was getting blown up. They got several calls, and they were actually able to track down where Perez was, because people on the live stream were like, "Where are you? What's your address? How can we call cops?" And they arrived at his home. They confirmed the kids were not home. They were not inside. It was just Perez inside. And they were trying to de-escalate the situation from outside with the family and giving them support as well.
So he's had issues over the last year. He had sepsis, went into the hospital for a long time.
For sure.
Yep, and actually, Devin and I have been doing some digging, just kind of, trying to get a better idea of what this past year has been like for him. And what we're both hearing is that he has had a lot of financial issues somewhat recently. Obviously, he was hospitalized, had a lot of medical bills, but he recently made a move from Las Vegas to Miami. And we're told that when Perez was in Las Vegas, he was treated like a king.
He was living in Las Vegas.
He was living in Las Vegas. He was treated like a king. In Vegas, they would comp everything for him because he was their local celebrity. But then when he made this move to Miami recently, they don't comp like that in Miami. And we know that he had been telling some people that he was frustrated with a lot of that. It was affecting him financially. So kind of just
So he was literally living off the comps?
I mean, it helped.
It helps.
It helps when you go to a restaurant and they, put on the white gloves. They open the door for you and pay for your meal, pay for your hotels, pay for anything that you need, maybe drivers. But when you go to Miami, they just don't do it like that over there. It's the new LA where people are wanting to be there. They're wanting to be seen, and you got to do that on your own dime. Of course, if you're Tom Brady, it might be a little different. But he just wasn't getting that red carpet treatment like he was back in Vegas.
Another factor that we know is that the move took a very emotional toll on him in the sense that he really liked living in Vegas. However, his older mom, who's originally grew up in Miami, wanted to go back to Miami because a lot of her family's there, their family's there. And so he kind of prioritized his mom, who wanted to be in Miami. She hated Vegas. So he thought long and hard about it and said, listen, my mom's in her final years of life. If this is what she wants and she wants to be closer to her family.
So she was with him in Vegas?
Living with him in the house that
was
he had in
Was she taking care of the
Vegas.
kids with him?
Yeah, my understanding
She
is
was with the kids when they returned to the house. While he was inside, because they showed up to the house.
The kids did?
Yeah, I was told by a neighbor that the kids, and they believed, they didn't know who he was at the time, but the woman that was living with him at the house, which I believe is the mom, they showed up to the house when all this was going on.
Do we know what the status is with the kids? Because I would think that somebody is going to try to get some kind of guardianship at some point.
I mean, you would have to imagine it's going to be his mom.
Well, he's currently a Baker.
But how old is his mom?
I mean, his mom, I'm not exactly, she's elderly, but she's the one who helps him take care of the kids.
Hold her roll.
I mean, he's currently Baker acted right now, so that means a 72-hour self-evaluation psych hold. So she will have the kids for that period, but it's unclear if she's going to file for full guardianship.
And if she gets full custody of the kids, to the kids, it wouldn't really be anything out of the ordinary because we know that
she was
been
taking
in
care
their
of the
life
kids
since
anyway.
they were
But he also
really
has a
young.
sister, so she could possibly.
Well,
That's true.
how active was he with his website? Because I thought there was a time when his sister was kind of running it.
So I don't know what he actually did with the website currently, but like he basically is like an influencer now, where he has a
It's still
strong
up to
following
date.
on social media and will post and talk about the story. I mean, he was just talking about Ariana Grande, like
day
stepping
before.
away a day before. So
And was there any evidence of him looking distressed or?
Well,
I mean-
actually, I spoke with somebody that saw him just 2 weeks ago at an event in Miami, and they said that, recently he had found God again, and at this event he was trying to, hobnob it with the people in Miami. Again, he's trying to find his footing there, and he was very his conversations were very Jesus focused. They said he seemed fine, but one thing they did notice about him was he was very much about God in a lot of his conversations.
before he left, I know I talked to someone that before he left Vegas, they were saying that behind the scenes he was very stressed about money and really hustling and looking for different ways to make money. And they didn't know if that was due to the mounting bills from the hospital, say, or what, but that was kind of his vibe before he moved to Miami.
This is really upsetting.
Hey, Harvey, our chat is wondering, you guys got a lot of reporting. They're wondering if you guys heard from TikTok on why they allowed his video to go on for so long.
So TikTok said, there were a lot of people who were saying that this was going on for 30 minutes. TikTok is saying not the case, but they got like an automatic notice something was going on.
They have moderators that moderate every single live stream.
But the moderator didn't work.
Well, what happened is that I think it kept getting crashed and then coming back on, and several other people's live streams were like combining with Perez's because they were doing some sort of collab where you can request to
But
be on the
what I
same
was told was
stream.
that when they realized what was going on, the moderator should have immediately taken it down, but for whatever reason that didn't
it was
happen.
on and off the entire time, but TikTok is saying any claims that it was 30 minutes period.
They said it was half that.
It was half that.
But still,
They
anybody
immediately
watched
reported
it is shockingly upsetting.
Hi, it's Shannon from Pennsylvania, and I must say that I got a glimpse of that live last night from TikTok, and I am so thankful that Perez had people to actually reach out to get the help that he needed to be aided. He may have had so much on his plate and his changeover from moving from one state to the next, trying to please his mom at the last stage of, her being older. And I'm so happy that he did get the help that he needed at that point, because mental health is real, and he needed that aid because he was just sick, being in the hospital. And this is just shocking, and I will never unsee that, what I saw on last night.
You and a lot of other people, they're saying exactly the same thing. So Anthony Fauci's lawyer has fired back at Aaron Rodgers for going after the former head of the CDC and NIH for taking the fifth before a congressional hearing. Just to remind you of what Aaron recently said, this is it, and then we're going to give you the response from his lawyer.
Can you tell us about the mindset of coming into your last season? Like, that's a real thing, it feels like, because is everything better? Is everything funner? Is everything more awesome? Like, how do you kind of view this year versus maybe the years of the past?
I'm going to plead the fifth.
Okay. Okay.
Like
Gotta love that guy.
Like that absolute coward, Tony Fauci. Absolute coward.
Yeah.
Hey, it's back,
Are
baby.
you kidding me?
Yeah, 111
You got
times.
a pardon and you're in front and you pleaded over 100 times
Yeah.
at the White House. What are you scared of, Tony?
Yeah.
I thought you were the science.
Yeah.
I thought you were I am science, and you get up there and you can't answer a question.
Okay, well, his lawyer, Fauci's lawyer, fired back short and sweet. He said Aaron Rodgers doesn't know what he's talking about. He should stick to football, which is a shut up and dribble comment. I got to say, if I would call plays on the NFL, people would think I'm an absolute moron, rightfully. I think the same thing about Aaron Rodgers talking about law, because he doesn't know what he's talking about. Number one, The pardon does not cover what happens after the pardon is issued, Aaron. That's number one. Number two, by taking the fifth, it doesn't mean you're guilty. And the problem Anthony Fauci had was whatever he said was going to get him indicted, because that's what Rand Paul was after. So any lawyer who is worth his salt would have told Anthony Fauci to plead the fifth, because it doesn't mean you're guilty. It means I don't want to get prosecuted. I don't want to have to hire a lawyer. I don't want to be in the crosshairs of the Justice Department. And you would have been if you had answered anything.
Of course. But it doesn't change the fact that the atmospherics around it are bad, right? It makes him look like he's got something to hide. The same was true with Donald Trump. He pled the fifth, 150
times
or
we
whatever.
know what's behind this.
Yes,
we
do.
know what's behind.
Rand Paul said, "I will indict him,"
Right.
and he knew whatever he said he was going to be indicted for.
And if Aaron Rodgers wants to talk about being honest, remember back during the pandemic when we was asked, "Have you been vaccinated?" and he said, "I've been immunized."
Yes.
And it turned out he didn't get the vaccine. He said it was natural immunity.
Yeah.
Okay. Some people call that deceptive.
Yes.
And he was kind of raked over the coals for that. So he clearly has an axe to grind.
Yeah.
And he was, in my opinion, pretty deceptive back then.
Yeah.
And this is rich.
He also is kind of famous for not answering questions about any part of his life, including about his football life, for months, keeping fans on edge about where he was going to go.
Well, that's his right.
It certainly is his right, but it's also Fauci's right to plead the fifth, I guess.
And by the way, the thing is, and you know this, I'm an Aaron Rodgers fan.
I'm shocked right now. Is this it? Is this, you're done with Aaron Rodgers?
No, I can disagree with something.
You wrote a book on Aaron
But
Rodgers.
you know this. I can disagree with somebody and still not say, oh my God, I hate that person.
Yeah.
But there's a lot about Aaron Rodgers that I love.
You keep saying he would have been indicted. If Dr. Fauci stood up there and told the truth, then there would be nothing to indict him.
The truth is fungible in this situation. The Republic.
Yeah.
No, there's nothing he could have said that wouldn't have got him.
You really believe so?
100%.
Yeah, okay.
Our chat agrees with you.
The only thing he could have said that wouldn't have gotten indicted is, "You're right, Mr. Paul."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm AJ from Rochester, New York, and I agree with y'all. I refuse to take scientific knowledge or information for somebody who fumbled their way through a week of hosting Jeopardy. It's wild that he decided to make this statement, and it's obvious he didn't watch the hearing. From the very beginning, Dr. Fauci said he's going to plead the fifth, and Rand Paul was there just to trip him up the entire time in his words. So I really think he should just stick to his own lane, try to avoid throwing interceptions, and just know that as a Packers fan, I'm happy you're not on our team anymore.
Yeah, but come on. I mean, you got to give him his due. He's a great quarterback. He's one of the greatest. And you got to give the guy his due. There's a lot about Aaron Rodgers I absolutely love. Not this.
Coming up.
So the bills have come in that Diddy paid his lawyers $8 million in the defense of the criminal prosecution. That sounds like a lot of money, and it is a lot of money. I would argue it is the best money Diddy ever spent.
Be right back.
So the bills have come in that Diddy paid his lawyers $8 million in the defense of the criminal prosecution. That sounds like a lot of money, and it is a lot of money. I would argue it is the best money Diddy ever spent, because it is almost shocking that he won this case, given the backdrop.
Yeah, look, I mean, $7 to $8 million is an eye-popping number, but the result he got, which was only convicted on the 2 Mann Act offenses, which were the lowest level offenses that he was charged with.
Which they never would have charged him with in the first place if that was the only thing that they thought he did.
Right, that was sort of tacked on, the easiest to prove, and that's all they ended up tagging him with in the 50-month sentence.
He won the case.
He did very well, yes.
Now, that doesn't mean if you win a case, you can charge a premium, because what lawyers have to do is they have to show, their hourly rate. They have to show how many hours they worked, what they did. They have very long billing
they have to justify
documents.
all those entries.
Yeah, I mean,
Multiply
literally
the
a quarter an
time.
hour on the phone and whatnot. So it all added up. These are expensive lawyers. I don't know what Mark Agnifilo goes for, but it's got to be north of $1,000 an hour.
Yeah, I mean, I can't think of a better result, though, to your point, than what he got. Maybe OJ is a slightly better result with his dream team. I mean, if that was worth every penny. He was actually completely exonerated.
It's almost as remarkable.
Yeah, because the Mann Act was basically strict liability.
Yeah,
He obviously transported some people for the purposes of sex, and that was a
They didn't have to
lower
prove
level
anything. It proved itself.
Right.
But the prosecution lost the case.
Sex trafficking by force, fraud.
So in addition to that, the judge had ordered the confiscation of electronics and other things, including $9,000 in cash. And we looked at the documents. Diddy has not contested that. He's willing to let all of that go.
It's all gone now. The judge has signed off on it. Judge Subramanian signed off. He had 30 days to contest any of the items on this list.
The weird thing is, why the cash?
That's what I don't understand. I mean,
did they think it's dirty money?
Well, it was seized at the Park Hyatt when he was arrested, and I think it's such a low-level amount to Diddy that doesn't even cost. He didn't want to have his lawyers file an opposition, which probably cost $9,000 in and of itself.
But why would they confiscate it in the first place? Why wouldn't they have just returned the money?
It could be dirty money. The implication could be that the money has some ties to illegal activity and we're allowed to seize it, and now it's been forfeited to the government.
And the other thing is that we've been talking about Diddy's release date, that it seems to have changed every other week, where it was February of 2028, then it became January of 2028. Remember, he got in that prison fight for which he is in solitary confinement. So it has gone back.
It has. It's moved slightly back to February. It had a January release date. Now it's a February 2028. Initially, it was the summer of 2028, inched down to the fall, or inched down to the spring in April, and now it went to January as the earliest. Now it's back to February. So it's probably due to that fight.
So in a year and a half,
it'll move over time.
In a year and a half, Diddy is going to be out of prison.
Assuming he's good behavior. Yeah.
Well, even if he isn't, at a point he'll have served his sentence.
That's right.
And so he's going to be out. It's not a life sentence the way it could have been. And I guess the question, can he come back? I actually think yes.
You gotta be kidding me. What does he do with all the avalanche of civil suits?
No, we have gone through this so many times. He can 1,000% can come back. If you can sit here and tell me that R. Kelly could come back after he went to trial and was literally put on a camera.
Who told you R. Kelly can come back?
He did come back after that video of him peeing on a 14-year-old came out.
The peen, but not now.
On a 14-year-old.
Well, the peen, Dave Chappelle made a joke of it. There was a whole thing.
And there was a tape shown in court, and the public knew that he was doing that to a minor, and he married a 14-year-old. He married Aaliyah.
Yes.
He made a comeback. If he could do all of those things, 1,000%, you better believe so can Diddy.
Diddy falls more into the Cosby category.
No,
he's not coming back like Bill Cosby because he's older and past his prime.
I don't want him to.
Really?
Wanda's right.
1,000. Derek, he had supporters at his trial.
You think people still clamoring for bad boy?
Yes, 1,000%.
Clinton in our categories.
1,000. I don't want him to, but that's just the way the cookie's going to crumble.
We'll see.
I'm Media Merles, and I'm in Nashville, Tennessee. And I agree with you guys. Like, Diddy already spent millions on his criminal defense alone. Like, I don't really think he's too upset about $9,000 and some electronics. I think he's way more worried about his release date being pushed back after that fight he had.
But it's a month. I mean, it's only a month. And again, he's going to be out in a year and a half. So the new Baywatch show has wrapped as of yesterday. It's going to air in January on Fox. Brooks Nader, who is the star, along with Livy Dunn, of this new Baywatch reboot, we caught up with her on the beach of Venice, California yesterday because her younger sister has been spotted with none other than Pete Davidson. And now the question, is Sarah dating Pete? And the reason that is kind of a twist is that Sarah, at least sometimes, is into women. So we asked Brooks about it, and her answer is interesting.
Pete Davidson and Sarah Jane hanging out. What are your thoughts?
Oh, wow. I thought she was into girls this week. That's what her vibe has been, so I don't know. I gotta give her a call because I'm kind of confused on her. Not as confused as her.
Would you like Pete for your sister?
I don't know what's going on. I'm so lost. I really did think that she was into girls recently, but she keeps us on our toes. I have to get the tea from her and see what's going on.
I'll have to find you again after you get the tea.
Oh God, oh God, oh
Because you
God.
haven't talked to her since they've hung out, right?
I haven't. No, I've been busy working, and she's just macking in New York, and I'm holding it down.
It's weird to me that she hasn't talked to her. It's
yeah,
weird
but I
to
also
me.
feel like maybe she's saving her reaction for the new season of Love Thy Nader. So in the first season, her sister Sarah Ann revealed that she was bisexual. And she has come out after saying, like, she's so glad that she got that off her chest. I think it's so funny that Brooke's like, oh, wait, I thought she was into girls right now. Like, okay, like she's switching on to Pete. But we spoke to some people familiar with the dinner that Sarah Ann did with Pete. And we were told that they slipped into the kitchen of this Brooklyn restaurant. He paid for the bill. They were there for several hours. But then someone else we spoke to said, oh, no, they're just friends. But I mean, come on. You're out with Pete Davidson.
Well, the thing about that, too, is, and I love Brooks. I love Brooks. And I know her a little. And she is a master at publicity. And I think so is her sister.
Yeah, all the sisters.
But Pete's so not into this kind of publicity
Yeah.
that he's got to know, though, when he goes to dinner with one of the Naders, it's probably going to leak.
Well, the person that I spoke to yesterday that said, oh, they're just friends, told me that Pete was not happy that this video got out, and that basically I kind of got the impression that Sarah may never see Pete again because the feeling is, oh, Pete took her to this very private restaurant that's owned by a family friend, and he thought he could slip in and out without them knowing. And so now Pete's kind of thinking, well, did they have, did they have someone there that got the video?
But what I'm saying is, Pete has got to know going into that dinner, it's probably going to leak.
It's going to make the press.
Right.
Coming up.
Olympic canoer David Hearn is free, at least for the moment, in this reflecting pool case. The prosecutor could go back to court, file it again. And especially when you've got President Trump, who is excoriating her for dismissing the case.
Be right back.
TMZ's got every freaking thing. Big celebs, big stories, big events.
Donnell Rawlings took TMZ DC on a city tour.
You know what the irony of this is? A black man takes a white person to the White House.
It's TMZ.
Olympic canoer David Hearn is free, at least for the moment, in this reflecting pool case. Remember, Jeanine Pirro on Friday had the case dismissed because she said there was evidence that this reflecting pool floor was improperly installed, that it was rushed, and there's no way they could prove, certainly beyond a reasonable doubt, that David Hearn leaned down and ripped the lining up the way she says at least one witness saw. That's kind of an interesting statement, because if she really did have a witness, why isn't she still prosecuting? However, there is something called dismissing without prejudice. That means that the prosecutor could go back to court as long as the statute of limitations hasn't run, file it again. And especially when you've got President Trump, who is excoriating her both publicly and privately for dismissing the case and putting pressure on her, that if you're David Hearn, you're thinking, well, how comfortable am I that this was dismissed without prejudice if Jeanine Pirro feels the heat from Donald Trump and refiles the case? So David Hearn's lawyer has gone to court and asked the judge to change this from a dismissal without prejudice to a dismissal with prejudice, which means that she can never file the case again. If it's with prejudice, it means you only get one bite of the apple if you're a prosecutor. Case is over. But I get why David Hearn wants that and doesn't believe this case is necessarily over.
Yeah, and to Harv, that Trump has not committed to keeping Jeanine Pirro on, so you could see a situation where he boots her and it's contingent upon whoever he's going to
Well, that would probably be the Attorney General, but that would be the acting Attorney General, Tom Blanche, who seems to do basically what Trump wants him to do.
Right. He's a Trump guy. Trump could obviously pressure him. Trump, even if it's unofficially, Trump has his way to kind of, push pressure points to get what he wants done. So, yeah, I understand why he's doing this. I would do the same thing if I were him.
I haven't researched this. I have not seen cases that I can recall where a judge actually imposes a dismissal with prejudice when a prosecutor says it's without prejudice. I haven't seen that, but what David Hearn is saying is this is so political that the judge should exercise discretion here.
Do you think he's got an actual chance at getting this? Will a judge grant this?
It depends on the judge,
Yeah,
and that's
okay.
the point. Judges make a difference. There are some judges who would absolutely do this, and I think some that wouldn't. I think it really depends on the judge you get.
Our chat is really curious about, will he sue? Will he get money from this? And they also kind of can't believe that this whole thing is over the reflecting pool. They're like, what? This is crazy. It's
Because
all about this pool.
Donald Trump is a builder. That is his background. And if you look at what he's been obsessed with in Washington this time around, he's going back to his roots.
Yeah.
Bree Jefferson, Washington, D.C. I think this whole thing is just a distraction, It's crazy that the President of the United States is using our legal system to try to deflect from other issues that are going on within his administration. And the fact that the D.C. attorney is now at the whims of the president. Of course, Janine is trying to keep her job at any cost, any means necessary, but at what expense? How credible is our justice system, is our legal system, when the President of the United States can wake up one morning and decide that he wants to send somebody to jail over a reflecting pool?
Yeah, you live in D.C. Have you been to the reflecting pool?
I have.
And?
You can't get close, but when I did previously, it looked bad.
Okay, don't swim in it. This is my advice.
Coming up.
Katie Britt, senator from Alabama, out in D.C., Charlie got her. We wanted to find out from her about one of her namesakes, Katy Perry, and specifically what Katie Britt thinks about a former head of state hooking up with Katy Perry.
Be right back.
Welcome back to TMZ Live. So we got Katie Britt, senator from Alabama, out in D.C., Charlie got her. And she's always kind of been fun with us. She told Jacob where to get a haircut once. But this time, we wanted to find out from her about one of her namesakes, Katy Perry. And specifically, what Katie Britt thinks about a former head of state hooking up with Katy Perry and how that happens and whether it's a good idea for a former leader to get involved with a singer.
We've been getting all these photos of Justin Trudeau and Katy Perry.
Oh, yes.
They're making out here, they're making out there.
Don't you think that's kind of odd? It's like he used to be in charge of a whole country.
Right.
And now we kind of sort of see him frolic. But the truth is like, we're all people, right?
So it's odd in a good way.
So, I mean,
Or
I don't know. I'll be with you. It's like, it is odd. But like, how did he get with Katy Perry?
I know.
That's actually the question that we should be getting to.
I agree.
Who introduced him? Obviously, they didn't find each other on an app. Like, how'd that go down?
So she's too young. There is a reason why older people should be in Congress, because what she doesn't remember is that Justin Trudeau's parents, both Margaret and Pierre, were involved with celebrities, that they were kind of the OGs when it came to it. I want to say Margaret was involved with Mick Jagger at one point, and Pierre had several movie star companions over a period of time. So this is literally part of his lineage, that being with
I honestly,
people in show business.
I think it's a good match. Like, politicians and celebrities are both kind of in the forefront of culture, the really forward-facing people. I feel like they'd understand each other's problems pretty well.
But what you also have to understand is that Justin Trudeau was not this kind of political wonky guy who started out in politics and stayed in politics. He was a boxer. I believe he was in construction.
He could do it all,
And
huh?
then he entered politics and became prime minister, and in no small part because of his name, Trudeau, because it's a big name in Canada. And his dad, who ultimately, I think, he was beloved at a point and then not so beloved, and the divorce was messy and the whole thing. But they have this whole show business background. So it is utterly unsurprising.
I agree. She went to space too. She's doing it all as well.
My only question is, you listed everything that he does, but what does he do now? Is he just Katy Perry's boyfriend?
What's so bad about that?
I mean,
like, how do you go from prime minister to they don't even like he's gonna be listed in articles as Katy Perry's boyfriend?
I don't know what he's doing.
He should be lucky to have that title.
All right.
But usually when people leave the leadership like that, they retreat. I mean,
they still do like things like we see Obama and Michelle out there and they do things.
But they're not doing it as much as you.
Just got the library.
Hello, everybody. My name is Kamara, and I will tell you this. Senator, he has an acquired taste. Katie, she is very pretty, but I'll also say this. It is a little odd. You go from this buttoned up suit to now you want to be with this pop star. But you know what? I would love to see them after the cameras because it might be, a little tangy.
They seem really serious, I gotta say. They do. I love Martha Stewart. She is not looking for a man. She says that it will not end well if she ends up having to take care of some elderly dude and just laid this all out. This is not the way most people view life in relationships.
It's just a very healthy lifestyle. Envy friends who have a lovely married life. Now it's less important. The older you get, the less you really need a mate, I think. I wouldn't want to be beleaguered with an older, ill person. I have lots of friends. I'm happy with my friends, my friendships, the people that are close to me. I'm not a lonely person. I have a very, very full, probably too full life.
So what's interesting about that is what she's saying is, you marry somebody when you're 20 or 30 and you take care of them in sickness and in health, but you have a lot of health years, presumably, and you're banking on that. But if you get married when you're in your 80s, it's going to be more sickness than health. And she's saying, what do I need that for? And I think that's a really hard point to argue. That why does somebody 80 years old need to get somebody when you know it's going to be about medical care more than it is about vacation?
She's 85, right? She just turned 85.
Is she 85?
So is she dating, I'm confused. Is she dating really young guys? Is that what she's saying? Like she doesn't want a guy
No, I mean, that's the other equation, which is you date somebody 35 who ends up taking care of you. But she wasn't really considering that. She's just saying whoever she's going to date is going to be an older guy. And why do I want to deal with that person's illness when I can have a full life on my own and have friends and have,
She's also Martha Stewart, though, and has a really cool life and a lot of money. And there's not everyone has Martha Stewart's life.
No, that's true, but she's making a point. And I know this almost sounds cruel, but you marry somebody who's 80 and you know how that ends.
Right.
Coming up.
If Eli Roth has his way, there will be mass carnage when people eat ice cream when they're little kids because they are going to turn into monsters.
Into a homicidal maniac.
The movie is called Ice Cream Man.
The kids just go nuts, and he's just controlling the kids with the ice cream. And there's 3 kids. 1 kid's lactose intolerant. 2 other kids don't eat it, so they're like...
Be right back.
Okay, when I was 6 years old, and I lived on Spalding in Los Angeles, there was a Good Humor truck that used to go down the street, and it was an ice cream truck, and it was like the highlight of my day. And I remember grabbing ice cream and eating ice cream, and I never killed anybody. If Eli Roth has his way, there will be mass carnage when people eat ice cream when they're little kids because they are going to turn into monsters.
Into homicidal maniacs.
Into homicidal
yes.
maniacs.
I know, you think, oh, ice cream. I think, what if this guy was the Pied Piper and all the kids just killed the adults? But I guess that's why you're here and why I'm standing here holding a couple ice creams.
Okay, so Eli, who I love.
Hi, Harvey.
Hi, Eli, is an amazing, amazing director, writer, actor. I mean, he's just everything. So the movie is called Ice Cream Man.
It is.
And the premise is a kid eats ice cream,
The kids,
and there's something in
ice cream
that.
Man, yeah, it's like a beautiful summer day. It's Little League. It's like small town America. The ice cream man shows up, a mysterious ice cream man. And this is our ice cream from Humphrey Slocum in San Francisco, which we have enough for the whole TMZ offices.
Oh, you really did bring that?
No, we really did bring ice cream for everybody.
So is So the concept here is they can kill with impunity.
They can kill, yes, they can kill everybody, and it's just blame the ice cream. No, the children eat the ice cream, and they all wake up. The music, you know, the same thing when you heard that song, it makes you salivate. So I thought, what if it's like the Pied
Do you remember?
Piper?
Oh
my gosh.
too young.
No, I remember.
Did you have
the
a good
song.
humor, man?
We had like the ice cream trucks. It's like a universal thing in Massachusetts. So we had to obviously change it for the movie, but then he drives around at night, and the music activates the kids. They all kill their parents.
Oh, it's the music.
It's the ice cream, but then in combination with the music. And he plays different tunes, and the kids, they just start eating more and more ice cream. Then they go to school the next day.
So he's the Pied Piper.
Well, basically, yeah. It's like the kids just go nuts, and he's just controlling the kids with the ice cream. And there's 3 kids. One kid's lactose intolerant. 2 other kids don't eat it. So they're like, they have, they didn't eat the ice cream. So they go, and all the kids are going crazy. And we shot with a kid apocalypse with like 100 children in a playground, hacking up teachers like with axes. And for the kids, it was like Halloween. It was like a mix of Halloween and Christmas. But instead of opening presents, they were opening adults. And all the parents, but you can't believe it. It's like, so you have to sit here like at the monitor. The parents have to have visual eye contact with their kids at all times. So I would sit there at a monitor if we're in a tight location with like 30 moms and dads around me. And they'd be buttering me up. They were like, hey, my daughter would love a fake head. I'm like, no, give my child a head. And they're like, can you give my kid a leg? I mean, it was surreal. Or when you're shooting with 100 children, you got to give them a break every 45 minutes. So, like, it takes 40 minutes to get the kids in position. We had 20 stuntmen. We had all the makeup effects, smoke machines. And then you're like, action. Some kid puts his hand up. I'm like, yeah. And he's like, my shoe's untied.
Oh, my.
Like, we can't shoot. I was like, go ahead, tie your shoe. And he's like, and I go, yes. He goes, where's my mom? Like, he doesn't know how to tie a shoe. Can someone tie his kid? It was crazy.
So Snoop did the music.
Yes, Snoop and I have been talking about doing a haunted house movie called Don't Go in the House, Bitch. It's actually the title.
I read that. That's your next movie.
Yeah, so we put like a trailer for it, like a fake trailer we shot it's on Ice Cream Man. So I was telling him about Ice Cream Man, and he's like, I'm going to send you some music. So there's score that's like actual score that's in the movie that Snoop Dogg did in one of the sequences, and then he did an end credit song, Ice Cream. If you go on his Instagram, you see the Ice Cream, You Scream, We Scream, Ice Cream, and it was co-written by TMZ's own Noah Belson. Where's Noah? I don't know if embarrass him.
Are you serious?
Yes, Noah's kept it really quiet.
Producers.
Noah's one of our producers. We wrote the first draft 23 years ago. He's totally shy. He doesn't want to be on camera. Noah and I have known each other since 7th grade.
I know that. So
yeah.
Okay, hold on. So when is it out?
It's out August 7th. So Thursday, you can get your tickets now. There's Thursday night previews, but it's like we did this. We're putting it out unrated, so there's no limits on the gore, and we're releasing it independently. So every dollar goes right back to the filmmakers, and we're trying to do a different type of movie.
There's your buddy.
Noah Belson, Hollywood screenwriter Noah Belson.
There's no way I'm going to show up on camera. I'm way too white. Like
you are really
those special Japanese lenses.
Super white.
Yes.
You do know that you know what the good humor truck is because all he cares about is 1950s.
Yes.
Seriously.
I was born at the wrong time.
You were born at the wrong time.
He was. It was always that way, though. Like always.
You're a well-mannered guy.
I try to be.
I know. So you've been standing there holding this ice cream like you're gonna offer it to somebody.
I'm going to offer it to you.
I'm not even sure.
We'll offer it to who would like to eat it.
Sorry.
Who wants to eat it on camera? Yeah. Who wants ice cream? It's untouched. Come here. Come grab the ice cream.
Derek wants the ice cream.
It's nice and melty. Scoop away.
Oh, Derek's. No.
Yes. Derek, there we go.
Derek, no.
Eat it. Enjoy
It's pink. It's Derek.
it is bubble gum. Brain freeze.
Can I try?
Yeah, take it.
Wow.
Bubblegum, take it. Bubblegum strawberry.
Fantastic.
It's
Okay,
good, right?
so now,
it's
hold
this
on.
little boutique.
Who do you want to kill?
Slocum.
Who do you want to kill? If you could kill somebody.
Now you're getting homicidal.
Are you looking at him?
Oh, no.
Are you looking at him?
What, do you want to have some? Is that why?
No, is he going to kill? Will this turn you psychotic? No, it doesn't affect adults.
No,
No,
I
you
don't.
don't get the whole.
You get all that. Handed it to me.
God, you are just the worst.
Wow.
You are the worst.
We have enough for everybody. I think we brought more, but yeah, this was meant to share.
Okay, congratulations.
There's a lot. Yes.
Congratulations on the movie.
Thank you,
August
Harvey.
7th. 27th is
Friday. Yeah, tomorrow. What's today? Today's Wednesday.
Today's Wednesday.
So tomorrow night you can go see previews. I'm doing appearances. I'm going to be at the Vista Theater Friday, Saturday midnight. I'm going to be at the Americana doing appearances. Follow on Horror Section Studios. But get your tickets now. Ice Cream Man, the most bonkers movie of the summer.
Thanks for coming in.
Harvey, you're the best. And congratulations to Noah Belson on his first produced screenplay.
Great. There's no question about it. I'm pretty awesome.
Coming up.
Jacob and Charlie have taken over Washington. Everybody is noticing what they're doing because they're talking about the way that members of Congress live their lives. The one challenge that I thought they had was Bernie Sanders. That changed today with Charlie.
Be right back.
I have a passion for TMZ DC. It's something we launched 3 months ago, and Jacob and Charlie have taken over Washington. They are getting attention from members of Congress, from members of the media, the White House correspondents. Everybody is noticing what they're doing because they're talking about stuff, but not necessarily the stuff that you hear on cable news or in NPR or in the Washington Post. They're talking about the way that members of Congress live their lives. And, you know, some of it's just interesting and some of it's just fun. So the one challenge that I thought they had was Bernie Sanders, because Bernie Sanders is so dedicated to his positions and changing America the way he wants it changed that we've had some trouble kind of getting him engaged. That changed today with Charlie.
How do you have fun, though? When you go home, what do you do to blow off steam?
Well, I have 4 wonderful grandchildren that I spend time with. I enjoy playing basketball with them and soccer with them. They're beating me now. That's a real problem. But they're great kids, and I enjoy that.
You still got a good jump shot?
I'm working on it. I don't think, what do you think? I think I can make the NBA.
Hey, not bad, not bad. Is that how you kind of stay fit and healthy too?
Yeah, I play a little bit of ball, I do a little bit of walking, I get around. All right, I got to get going.
Thank you very much, Bernie.
I mean, the fact that he stopped and kind of engaged Charlie that way, I got to tell you, and they're all kind of doing it. So this is kind of our thing in D.C., but the fact that we got Bernie Sanders to talk about his jump shot, Charlie won big today.
Coming up.
So we cover lots of people on TMZ. Lots of couples, some of them stay together, some get divorced. I think the most solid couple is A$AP Rocky and Rihanna.
Be right back.
So we cover lots of people on TMZ. Lots of couples, some of them stay together, some get divorced. I think the most solid couple that we've covered over a number of years is A$AP Rocky and Rihanna. So they are in Barbados right now, and she is twerking, and he gets in the act. We actually, I think, have to black bar at this point, some of this stuff, but they just are so genuinely happy, and that they go on real dates. I mean, they enjoy each other with 3 kids and, with some troubles that he's had along the way. I think the most solid couple in entertainment, and I really believe that. So it's nice ending that way, and we will see you tomorrow.